Hi, Odell. How much practice does Odell need for you to, or does his missing 2 games affect how you would potentially use him in the game plan?
Yeah, I think it did. He was out here Wednesday, got some good work in Wednesday. He's been in meetings virtually. Coach O'Shea is going to spend extra time with him in those meetings. And then if all goes according to plan for tomorrow, you spend even more time. You spend even more walkthrough time. So I think there's enough time to catch him up, barring his health.
Thanks, Aditi. We'll go to Zach Jackson.
Hey, Coach, I see Jamie Gillen there. Who's your emergency punter?
Oh, that would be the kicker. I would assume most teams are like that.
Thank you.
Mary Kay Cabot, we'll go to you.
Yeah, Coach, can you just kind of address what this sort of last 24 hours has been like, with first having to send Odell home and then, finding out this morning that the Colts had to shut down their facility and waiting for Odell's test to come back, and finding out ultimately that today's was negative, and so much going on in the league. What has this last 24-hour period been for you like?
Mary Kay, that's 2020, so we're prepared. We're just looking to find a way, and whatever comes our way, we'll be ready to deal with it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary Kay. Jeff Shadell, you're up.
Hey, so Kevin, have you spoken to Odell today to see how he is feeling?
Yes. Yes, he's improving.
Next up is Jake Trotter.
Yeah, I don't mean to cause any alarm with this question, but just kind of given what's happened to you guys with Garrett Gilbert this week, Baker's injury, who would be your third quarterback if you somehow found yourself in that situation?
We have contingency plans, I promise you, but we'll deal with that if it comes up, but we're prepared.
Okay.
Scott Petrick, you're up.
Hey, Kevin, how did Jamie Gillen get hurt and when?
Something happened in practice, Scott, but he's on the treatment list and going to make sure he keeps getting some treatment and see how the next 48 hours go.
Was it today in practice?
It was yesterday.
Yesterday. And then with Ronnie Harrison, we saw him on the bike, but you guys ruled him out. So you just don't want to trying to cram it in, clearing the protocol, or what's the thing?
Just following the protocols.
But if
we ruled him out.
Okay. Thanks.
Tom Withers, we'll go to you.
Thanks, Rob. I think we've touched on all the injury things. I want to move on to Miles for a second. Obviously, some of the backstory is him facing the Steelers for the first time, Kevin, and emotions could run high. Is that a message you'll have with your team, just in terms of keeping the focus on playing and what have you, so that in case anything would flare up?
Tom, I think the guys are very well aware of what's important on Sunday. 2 really good football teams. I think the guys have put the focus on the game because it's a big one because of these 2 teams that are playing. So I don't think anything from the past is going to affect this game.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Back to Aditi Kinkhabwala.
One of the things that TJ Watt just said a little earlier is that in watching film of Baker Mayfield, he seems to be a much more confident quarterback this year. Is that something, what makes a confident quarterback? How can you actually tell that on the field? And is that a progression you've seen over the last 5 games?
Yeah, I think Baker's very comfortable with what we're doing schematically. Maybe that's what TJ's alluding to. But I would tell you that Baker is getting better and better each week, and he's comfortable with what we're doing.
Nate Ulrich, your line is open.
Hey, Kevin, is Sheldrick Redwine going to be your starting strong safety this weekend?
He will be.
And just what has he been able to show you? I know he had the interception in his first few defensive snaps the other day, but in practice and everything behind the scenes, and what's your confidence level with him?
Yeah, Nate, he's doing a good job. Understands what we're trying to do, understands his role, has ball skills like you saw in that last game. So just looking for him to contribute any which way he can.
Thank you, Nate. Mary Kay Cabot.
Yeah, Coach, just wondering, if the game were today, would Baker be able to have played today? And do you really need these next how many ever hours to get that healed up a little bit more? And then also just how did things go with, with Case taking a lot of the first team reps and Jarvis not being there and all of that?
I think you know where I'm going to go with this one. I won't speculate if the game was today. So it's on Sunday. And yeah, Case does a great job as the backups, provides great support in that meeting room, does whatever's asked him out there on the practice field. So he plays a big role every week for us.
And how confident do you feel that with all the, just the ins and the outs and the sort of lack of offensive continuity in such a big week, how do you think the guys responded? How did they handle it? And how did they look?
Yeah, Mary Kay, I think the message has been back to the spring. You just have to find a way. And there will be many things thrown at you, as we've all seen in this off season and in this season. There's going to be many things thrown at you during a game, whether it comes in the first quarter or the fourth quarter. So you just got to find a way.
Thank you, Mary Kay. We'll go to Marla Ridenour, Tony Grossi, and we'll wrap. Marla, your line's open.
Yeah, Coach. With the way Roethlisberger gets rid of the ball so quickly, what kind of challenge is that going to be for Miles? I mean, all the linemen, but especially for Miles.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things he does a great job of, is getting that ball out and not letting the defensive line get near him. So we got to make life hard on him. There's different ways to do that in coverage and rush. And if he's going to get the ball out quickly, we got to tackle him.
Thank you.
And our last one to Tony Grossi.
Hey, Kevin, when it comes to the safeties and determining which is closer to the line and which is deeper, does it come down to, because Sendejo has played close to the line in his past too. So does it come down to just familiarity with the system and calling the signals, being the free safety role?
Yeah, I think you look at that, Tony, as you're trying to do what both guys do well. Sometimes you have a team that has two down safeties. Sometimes you have a team that has two post safeties, and figure out who's better in the post, who's better down. And then they really both have to be able to do both, because you want them to be interchangeable. So I think you'll see a mixture from that outfit, just so you're not exactly telegraphing what you're doing every time.